Okay, well, I think we're recording here. So this is going to be, let me see here, problem 1 on the page that you called 6.3, complex rational expressions. And basically, in that problem, I think you were expected to simplify the expression. Based on what you have written, I'm going to have to interpret what you have written there, see if I can make sense of it, because I'm not really sure if what you have written on the page was accurate. So here's what I think you were supposed to be doing in that one. Let me go ahead and see if I can get my pen to work here. All right. So, yeah, tools, pen, okay. Okay, so this is the one that you have, your notes start with 6.3, complex rational expressions. And then you have something called problem 1, and you have written y plus 3 over y divided by 2 over y squared plus 5 over y. Now you also have written something else on the side that says y squared, but I'm not sure if that was in the original problem. You also have written on there LCD equals y squared. Again, I'm not sure if that was written that way in the original problem or something you wrote. So what I'm going to do is instead start with this and say, okay, we have this problem here, and we want to simplify it as much as possible. You didn't give me any directions, you didn't tell me what the goal was, so I'm going to assume it's just to simplify it. Okay, so to simplify this, basically we have it's called a complex rational expression because it's a rational expression, has a divided by sign with algebraic expressions in the top and algebraic expressions in the bottom. And complex, well, I don't know. It's not a complex number, but maybe because there's one on top and bottom. Not sure. Okay, so one of the issues is that we have fractions within this fraction, and that makes it far more complicated. So maybe what we want to do here is get rid of these fractions, these denominators down here. How would we get rid of the largest one is y squared, so we need to get rid of the y squared down here in this fraction. Okay, so if we multiply this whole thing by y squared on top and y squared on bottom, that's just like multiplying by 1, but we're allowed to do that. Then basically we're going to multiply the bottom by y squared and the top by y squared, all so that we can just get rid of this y squared. Why? Because this thing will be a lot easier to deal with if there's no fractions within fractions. Okay, so therefore we multiply y squared by y on top, and we get y cubed. We multiply y squared by 3 over y, and that gives you y squared over y is y, and the 3 is still there. On the bottom, you have y squared times 2 over y squared equals, I hate those things, they drive me crazy. Turn that off. Whatever. Turn off everything. I don't know how to do that. Okay, whatever. So y squared times 2 is 2y squared divided by y squared gives you just 2. That was the whole point. Y squared times 5 divided by y, well, that would be 5. Y squared over y is just y. And in your problem, you seem to have gotten to the same point there. So now it looks pretty well simplified, right? But we can still factor out a y, a factor of y here. So simplifying usually means Trying to factor out as much things as possible, top and bottom, and then canceling whatever's possible to cancel and dividing through. So we factor a y out of y cubed and y. Just factor out 1y. So y times y squared equals y cubed. And y times 3 would give us the 3y. So we factored y out at the top. And on the bottom we have 2 plus 5y. And that's pretty much it. That's as far as it goes on that one. End of story. I'll just send this one to YouTube.